Wednesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Jason Peterson, and it is time for us to get started with our evening update. Make sure that if you have a question, you go on ahead and leave your questions down inside the chat because we will be doing, or if you just have anything to say in general, go on ahead and leave it inside of the chat because we will be reviewing it at the end of the recording, and everyone on the recording will be seeing what you have to say. So go on ahead and put those questions or just comments in general down inside the comments so everyone on the recording and the people on the stream can see what you have to say. Whether it be constructive criticism or just, any compliments or just questions about, what's going on just in general. I'm going ahead and leave those inside of the live chat right now. And let's just go ahead and get on started. Move this over here and let's just go on. Good Wednesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Joseph Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Wednesday evening. Now, looking at the radar right now, as you can see, those showers and downpours are finally starting to move into South Carolina. They originated all the way up here near the Rock Hill, Greenville, Spartanburg region, and now we're pushing to the southeast, and is currently going across the entire United States right now. You can kind of see the progression. They're kind of moving a bit, kind of like this way. So it's really just going to be just a mystery at this point if this area, especially like the low country of South Carolina, is going to get rain. It really just determines if these storms or these downpours are going to really live up to what they were forecasted to do. We also do have these showers over here as well near the Kingstree, Manning, Marion, and Loris areas of South Carolina as well. So honestly, this entire area right here, let me go ahead and clear that out. This entire area right here is now receiving rain. So, and if you're not getting rain and you're in the circled area, you're probably going to get some rain soon. But that's that for the radar for South Carolina. Let's go ahead and talk about the entire United States. And looking at it now, we're going to go on ahead and switch over to the winter weather radar, zoom our way out. And as you can see, we do have some rain, obviously, down here, going all the way up into North Carolina as well. Even some rain up here in the mid-Atlantic for Virginia as well. Going up here inside of Pennsylvania, we do have some showers on the way up there. And going on over here near Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota as well. We also do have some downpours over there. The Rockies are starting to see some downpours as well as over here near Nevada and California, starting to see some rain, especially even some heavy rain inside of Nevada, maybe even a storm in northeastern Nevada. And we also do have some scattered showers and downpours up inside of Washington as well. Here's our cloud cover right now. Obviously, with that storm passing us right now, you can obviously, or that line of downpours and showers, you can go on ahead and see that the clouds are starting to build in with those showers and downpours. And obviously, it's not too widespread in a lot of areas, like down near the low country, or maybe even in the Midlands as well, just some isolated cloud cover. But the PD region, obviously, probably some low clouds over there. Near Augusta, some isolated low clouds. Just west of Florence, some low clouds, and then up there, just to the south of Rock Hill and the east of Greenville, Spartanburg, some low clouds as well. And then here you can see the models for our cloud tracker for the next 18 hours. If you go ahead and drag this forward, you see that the cloud covers is kind of moving kind of all the way down south. And as we go ahead and push that forward some more, that cloud cover will be out, especially I think by tomorrow afternoon for sure. So I think that maybe some more isolated clouds start to build in during the afternoon, but it's only like around 15%, so it's not really that much. And honestly, I think that it's going to be a nice afternoon tomorrow. Here's our current temperatures right now. As you can see, around 68 in Columbia, 66 in Charleston, 68 in Myrtle Beach, 64 in Rock Hill, 64 in Greenville, 66 in Anderson, 71 in Augusta, 75 in Orangeburg, and 73 in Kingstree as well. Here is our low temperatures for tonight. Low temperature can get from 63 in Charleston, 57 in Moncks Corner, 60 in Myrtle Beach, 62 in Hilton Head Island, 54 in Columbia, 55 in Barnwell, 52 in Cheraw, and then up there in the upstate, 49 in Greenville, 48 in Spartanburg, 49 in Anderson, and 49 up there inside Rock Hill. Here's our forecast of precipitation for the next 12 hours, or next 24 hours. As you can see, we still do have the chance for that precipitation, obviously, as it's moving through South Carolina right now. You can see that mainly around a good 100th of an inch to maybe even a 10th of an inch could be possible from like Camden, Florence, King Street, just to the north of Moncks Corner as well. Definitely can see a couple of raindrops or two in some isolated spots, but also there is a chance for obviously some accumulation in some of those spots as well, up to around a 10th of an inch. So not really anything flash flooding, not really any flash flooding or severe storms really expected, but we are still watching for the potential for some downpours as well as some showers as well. Obviously, no severe weather is expected at this time as well. Here is our live models, or our future models, that tells us what could be happening in the future. So here we go, starting at around 9 o'clock. It has all these showers down here. Now, obviously, the showers are kind of like up here, kind of still. So it has not quite gotten to like Camden, Hartsville, Florence yet. But we continue pushing this east. You can see here is around 10 o'clock. Some showers start, some isolated downpours, and some showers really start to populate the eastern portion of South Carolina. But while the west is kind of just staying, isolated showers, not really anything that we have to worry about too much. But then as we get to around 12 a.m., they start to get a bit more widespread. And honestly, I think that this area does have a great chance of seeing rain. But obviously that was, when this came out around, I think 6 hours ago. Yeah, 6 hours ago. So a lot of things have changed. So, I mean, looking at a more futuristic model, just to show what it looks like for now, it still does have those showers popping off down there as well. So honestly, it's just a roll of the dice. If those storms pop up, or if those downpours and showers pop up, then we'll have some widespread showers throughout most of South Carolina as well. But then that pushes off, and our next chance of precipitation is this little system right here. Maybe bring us a couple of showers going into the 26th at around 1 p.m. up there inside the upstate as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the future, not only for South Carolina, but for the entire United States as well. Here we got the GFS, and we're going to go ahead and switch straight on over to the precipitation type. As you can see, going ahead and move this back, and we're going to go ahead and let this thing load up real quick. We can start off already and see that we have heavy snow up there inside Maine with some rain on the bottom side. You see some isolated showers and storms in Oklahoma and Texas, as well as some downpours and some showers up there to the west. But we continue moving this eastward. You start to see these storms, these severe storms start to pop up inside of places like the Missouri Valley down into the south central U.S. And those storms will get pretty, I'm not even going to say violent just yet, but we're too far out. But they definitely are shaping up to be some pretty bad storms, especially, I'd say, honestly, from Chicago all the way down to, like, Dallas. So, anybody inside, I'd say pretty much, like, this region right here, you got to let them know, like, there are some severe storms coming throughout this area. In the next couple of days, we're going to have a multi-day severe weather outbreak going through the next couple of days. So if you're on the stream, we will talk about that in a bit. But if you want to, know some more information on it, pop in tomorrow at 9 o'clock if you're on the recording as well, and we'll go ahead and talk about that. But as we go ahead and move that more eastward, you can see that the downpours move all the way up into the northeast, and then we have some more showers down here. And then here's another big example of these storms as well, going through Iowa, going straight towards Chicago. Chicago can see some pretty bad storms as well going into the 28th as well. So that's around 4 days from now. And then we have another severe weather outbreak that could potentially happen down here. Arkansas, Missouri, and again in Illinois, again late on the 28th. That will move eastward, and luckily by the time it reaches us, maybe some isolated storms could not be ruled out, but it's not going to be as bad as it was back here. So we have nothing really to worry about in terms of severe weather-wise for now. that could obviously increase, and we could have another severe weather potential going into, I think that it was May the 1st. Yes, May the 1st. And then once we continue, more severe storms potentially possible for Kansas and Texas. And then pretty much everything else, just more severe storms, snow for the Rockies in the higher elevations, the West Coast getting pummeled by some more precipitation. But in terms of South Carolina wise, maybe just some showers in some spots. But other than that, I'm not really seeing anything else too bad. So at this point, I think the next thing that we're going to have to watch for, obviously, the little system that's moving through today, and then this little system right here on the 26th that wants to try and move in and bring some showers as well. But that's all that I have in terms of that. Let's go on ahead and look at the audience. Let's go on in and see what the audience has to say. If you want to go on ahead and check and see what the audience has to say, or if you want to go on ahead and be the audience and actually ask me questions as well, you can by joining the live streams at 9 o'clock p.m. So let's go on ahead and check them out. Let's go ahead and see what they are talking about. I don't see any types of questions inside the chat, but we're going to go on ahead and move this to the side. And as you can see, we have a good evening from Anthony Scott, and then we have good evening, very informative, thank you. And then my mom says, keep up the good work, Joseph, and that's all. So if you have any types of questions or any type of any type of information, any type of constructive criticism, or any type of compliments, go on ahead and let me know at 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow as well. But that's all that I have. If you're on the stream, stick around because we're going to talk about the severe weather inside of the central U.S. And if you're on the recording right now, I will be back tomorrow morning with another forecast update. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the severe weather going into the central U.S. and places like that. Because obviously, starting off today, not really too much is gonna occur. We have a marginal risk of severe weather that goes all the way from Lubbock, Texas, Odessa, Texas, Abilene, Texas, Wichita Falls, all the way up through Oklahoma City and Wichita. In terms of any type of severe probabilities, we do have a little 2% risk for a tornado down there near Lubbock and Abilene as well. A 5% risk of damaging winds from Lubbock, Odessa, and San Angelo. And then we have a 5% chance of hail, which extends all the way into Kansas. But going into tomorrow, this is where the severe weather really starts. We have an enhanced risk of severe weather that goes all the way from like the panhandle of Texas through Oklahoma and Dodge City, Kansas as well. I'm going to go ahead and move my chat over there to the side into tomorrow as well. We do have a 15% risk of damaging winds inside this yellow region over here. Going ahead and let them know as well for like Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas, Lubbock, Texas, Wichita, Kansas, my bad. Dallas, Fort Worth, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Arlington, Texas, and Plano, Texas as well. If we go on ahead and go through the hail threat as well, we have a 30% hatch risk for when it comes to damaging hail. So that's also very intense as well. Baseball-sized hail cannot be ruled out. So if you know anybody that might be traveling through the region as well, you're going to have to watch out for the windshield because a baseball-sized hail can definitely go on ahead and just go through people's windshields, and that would not be a good day for anybody. We have another slight risk that goes, this is huge. This is a huge slight risk that goes all the way from like Des Moines, Iowa, down into like Columbia, Missouri, Topeka, Kansas, Springfield, Missouri, down through Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, down into Dallas, Tyler, Shreveport as well. So mainly, I think the threat with this really probably some more tornadoes are possible. Maybe even some ice, maybe even some hail, some wind as well. And yeah, I just saw that. Let me see. I'll talk about San Antonio in a second. And then we also do have a day 4 risk as well that goes into an enhanced risk that goes from like Wichita, Kansas Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, and Wichita Falls. And then we also have a 15% hatch risk that goes, all the way up into Wisconsin. You don't see this type of stuff usually that often that goes all the way up into Wisconsin. Wisconsin, you usually don't see severe weather, but the fact that it's this high up, that really just tells you just how extensive the severe weather will be. And we also do have a 15% risk for severe storms going into, again, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Over and over, severe storms in these regions over and over and over and over again. They're going to be hail, tornadoes, damaging winds. And then finally, day 6, 7, and 8, we finally get a break. But we got to go one day at a time, and this is the next day that most of us are talking about now. This tomorrow we have an enhanced risk, obviously. And there's also one more thing that I do want to talk about before we go on ahead, and two more things actually. My bad, two more, and I want to talk about this because this is pretty insane that I'm talking about this right now. But if we go to the tropical outlooks, and you go on ahead and move on to the outlooks and like the discussions and stuff like that, look at this. Let me see if I can go to the National Hurricane Center website real quick, because this is really, this is already insane already. But going on to the National Hurricane Center's website, we already have a 10% risk for hurricane development. Now, we don't have to worry about any types of hurricanes or anything like that coming to hit us, but I think that that's just really interesting that we are in April and we're already seeing tropical development already going into, hurricane season doesn't even start until June the 1st, and we're already talking about hurricane development going into, I think mostly as of now, it's going to pretty much kind of like destabilize, but because the waters out there, I don't think they're hot enough, but just very interesting to see that we already have a tropical wave that came off the coast of Africa that's coming into the Atlantic Ocean. It's not going to make it quite to the U.S., and if it does, might just be a rainstorm, but I'm not really watching for any type of hurricane or anything like that. Probably will disintegrate, to be honest with you. But other than that, that's all that I have for that. Now let's go ahead and show the San Antonio forecast, and I'm going to go ahead and head out after that. So I'm just doing this. No, again, with the whole hurricane thing, not really watching for any type of hurricanes or tropical storms or tropical depressions. That was just something that I wanted to show, and it's not gonna impact us in any way, shape, or form. So we don't have to worry about anything. But going on ahead and talking about San Antonio, obviously nothing's going on right now. We going ahead and move on to the models. I want to go ahead and show you the temperatures first. The 2-meter temperatures as of now. You go ahead and move that to there. I'm going to move on to the 18Z. Going to wait for that thing to load real quick. Alright, so here we go, starting off at around 3 p.m. You can already see those temperatures already around 79. Those are going to drop tonight to around 71. It's going to kind of stabilize around 71 throughout most of the night. And then tomorrow, it's going to rise up, and it's actually not going to get as hot. Usually around 81 degrees, I think yesterday the models were showing 82, so not as hot as today, but definitely still pretty hot. And then tomorrow night, you'll drop again down to like 71, and then you'll be at 2 p.m. You'll be right back in the 70s on Friday for your Friday. In terms of precipitation wise, I'm gonna go ahead and move that through real quick. Okay, composite reflectivity. So in terms of precipitation wise, not really watching for any type of precipitation as of now. Last time I checked. And yeah, but again, you're gonna have to watch out for those storms. Actually, I will talk about that because these little storms right here that are gonna try and pop up. This is around 8 a.m. On the 26th. This is Friday, 8 a.m. Gonna have to watch out for some storms there as well. And you also gonna have to watch out for some severe storms as well, because as you can see, if we go to tomorrow, you're not really in anything as tomorrow, but Day 3, you are under a marginal risk of severe weather, and that does come with the 5% chance of seeing severe weather. We'll talk about more of that tomorrow if you're here tomorrow. And then day 4, you're not in that. So honestly, Friday, you're going to have to watch out for some severe storms, these storms especially, and I think that they might actually extend that severe or that marginal risk down kind of like towards here near Beeville as well, Curo. I think that's how you say that. But other than that, that's all that I have. It's going to be still nice and hot. And I mean, here's just a look at some of the severe storms right there. I mean, that just looks pretty dangerous already. Just looking at it, not really too much of a tornado threat. Maybe some isolated tornado threat, but mainly a damaging wind and hail threat, in my opinion. But that's all that I have. So hope everyone has a fantastic night. And if we don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off. I will still be in the chat, be looking at it for like another 5 minutes. Awesome, thank you, no problem. So honestly, if we don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. And everybody has a fantastic night.